don't forget, I'm an actor. I just produced my own film coming out, Nollywood. Yo, that's how we do. Alright, brother. Yeah. I like to see your words. Yeah, I like this, man. Yo, this bro, man. Thinking about you. Yo, DJ, that's so on, man. Think about you. Oh, yeah, yeah, hey. Oh. Thinking about you. Thinking about you. Every day, every morning, every night. Still the same thing. Thinking about you every day, every morning, every night. You want the feelings that you like, that's not for me. Smell so pure, thinking of you, when I'm thinking of you. Yeah. Baby, drive me crazy. Baby, drive me wild. It's been a lonely day when I've been thinking of you. Every night, feel so low, so lonely. But so when I see you every now and then, my life is completely now. Yeah. Baby, 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 baby. I'm thinking of you, thinking of you, thinking of you, thinking of you every day and every night. Thinking of you outside every day, every early morning. When I wake up, the smells of beautiful, smells of perfume flying. So lay back on my sheets, on my sheets. I just smell it when you're gone. So baby, I'm thinking of you every day, every day, every night. Your friend is fine, your friend is. But the way you do, the way you do to me, I'm loving you every now and then. Yes. Yeah, so there's a pretty little African lady. Right now, let's cut it up like that. Now, DJ, all I need is right in Africa. All I need is right in Africa. All I want is right in Africa. My destination, my destiny. There's a lady that I love so much. She's always on my mind. Yeah. There's a lady that I love so much, African lady. My destiny, that's from the part of Africa. My destiny, my destination, from the part of Africa. Uganda, from Uganda, from Uganda, I haven't been sleeping for a while. She's always on my mind. African lady, African lady, always on my mind. Let me see you smile. African lady. me see you smile. Oh, is my baby Africa. All I want is my baby Africa. My destination. Princess, Africa, Africa, you broke my heart, you break my heart. I see the picture of African mama, African mama, African lady, the piece of Africa. African mama, African lady, African lady, destiny, my destiny, my destiny, my destiny. Take a serious, take a serious. He's over there, see you 2019. Something good, look Anyanwu. You know, we step from West Africa, then come back to East Africa. Yeah, one word. Thank you.
Hyper hype, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for hyper hype, ladies and gentlemen, one more time. Brilliant, thank you very much. This is the only man I know who's got more energy than myself.
We spoke that together like my homeboy is a family man with
God bless you, my brother. God bless you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, next we are going to hear from the chief editor and co-founder. But before I bring this young lady on, I just want to say a few things about her. This young lady is an absolute warrior. We're not warriors, we're warriors. This young lady, she is a royal empress, she is a queen, she is a mother. Now, for the ladies in the room, being a mother is a full-time job. Yeah? So let's just put our hands together for the mums in the room, please, ladies and gentlemen. Because as a man, I take my hat off to every single woman in this room, you know, because you guys have a very hard job, you know. And like I said, being a mother and raising a family is a full-time job. So a lot of us will be familiar with the term entrepreneur. We know what an entrepreneur is, right? Does anyone know what an entrepreneur is? Yeah. All right. We've also got momtrepreneurs. Okay? Momtrepreneurs. Right? Now it's hard enough to be an entrepreneur, but I take my hat off to the momtrepreneurs, you know, the ladies that not only are you full-time mothers and you take on all the responsibilities that comes with being a full-time mother, but you also have you find the time. I don't know how you do it. I can only describe you as superwomen, but you find the time to also run full-time businesses as well. You know what I mean? Successfully. So you're a momtrepreneur. So ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for this young lady who's a momtrepreneur, a warrior, a queen, and a royal empress. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the editor of the C.Hub magazine, Faunstina, ladies and gentlemen.
who not? Tell me who rock, who sell out the tours? You tell me who flop, who got the blue drop, who do drop out, who really be going down to the blue drop. The same old thing, lace, you ain't unchained, bubbling, can't stop trashing.
Thank you so much. I love music, but on a serious business right now. Because this is very important to me. You know, the focus of this year's event is increase and multiply. DJ, stop playing with my mic, please. So, increase and multiply. If you're a Christian, you would have seen in the Bible where it says, increase and multiply. But when you hear that, or when you read it, I don't know what comes to your mind. I come from a culture in Nigeria, Igbo culture, and in my Igbo culture, they take this literally, increase and multiply. In fact, in my own village, you see a woman who have up to 10 children. In fact, my grandmother had 12, my maternal grandmother had 12, my paternal grandmother had 13. So, you know, increase and multiply is not just about numbers. It's not about having as many children as your womb can give you. No. For me, increase and multiply means quality. It means enhance. It means improve. It means illuminate. It means shine, dominate, uplift, take charge, take responsibility. Increase and multiply. Increase and multiply yourself, your talent, your gift. Increase and multiply people around you. Increase and multiply positive energy. Increase and multiply, you know, anything that you touch, anywhere you come around, you must leave it better than you saw it. You know, when I came to the UK, it's not all bad. One of the things that I quickly noticed was, I'm a very observant person, was, you know, you always hear responsible adult. Responsible adult. They'll say, you know, your child must always be with a responsible adult. Note that he didn't say an adult. He says a responsible adult. Now, this means that every adult is not responsible. Being an adult doesn't automatically make you responsible. It's only when you take responsibility, when you are able to respond to situations, when you are able to take charge of things. That is when you become a responsible human being. As creatives, leaders, and entrepreneurs, are we responsible enough to increase and multiply our God-given talents? Do we nurture our talents so that we can use our God-given gifts to make the world, you know, a better place? Not just for ourselves, but for our children, for the next person, for the next nation, for the next community. As a creative, you have a responsibility to bring to life what others can't see. There's this artist, a sculptor, I forgot his, I think Michael Angelo or so. He says, when he sees a wall, he doesn't just see a wall. He sees a person. And he begins to free the person. By the time he finishes freeing the person on the wall, you see a sculpture. So that is how it is with all of us. Now, so many people will come here today. They might not see anything, they might not get anything, But somebody will go home from here, and what the person will write or will produce from coming here, you begin to wonder, was it the same event? So everybody is gifted with something to bring out something that we cannot see. Like I said to you, immediately I came to England, I began to observe so many things. I began to see opportunities. I began to see, areas that we can throw some lights on. So every time we have responsibility to use our talents, our God-given talents, to bring out, to give life to what others cannot see. We have to bring out the best in everything we touch. That is why I love makeup artists. Hello? That is why I love makeup artists. When they touch your face, you will never be the same again. Hello, ladies? When a makeup artist touches your face, you will never be the same again. True or false? So, even photographers, videographers, graphic designers, singers, performers, writers, presenters, all creatives, you guys are the salt of the earth. Without creatives, this world, would be so boring. There'll be nothing to live for. Even if you have all the money in this world, it's not going to mean anything without creatives. And each and every one of us is a creative. As leaders, you have a responsibility to see and bring out the best in people, encourage, love, and unify. You have a responsibility of honesty and care. Care for everything around you. Care for the earth. Care for people. Care for the nation, even the nation that you are living in. We have a responsibility to change Britain. We have a responsibility to make the British community what we want it to be. British society, to change it for the best. So that when our children, grow up, they're not going to face the same challenges that we have faced. I always marvel at how, our ancestors and so on that went through slavery, how they were able to fight with nothing. And I see our generation complaining about everything. If they could do it then, we can do more. We haven't even started. As entrepreneurs, you have a responsibility to come up with solutions, to solve problems for people. That's the first and the primary, job of an entrepreneur, is to solve problems, not to make money. You have to solve problems. If you're not solving any problem, then you can't call yourself an entrepreneur. You might be a scammer. As an entrepreneur, we have a responsibility to, make life much better for others. We have to be able to, contribute our quota in everything. Little things matter. Taking up these responsibilities doesn't always have to earn you awards and accolades, because it is not just about awards, but the impacts that we make. It's good that we celebrate what we do. We celebrate our people. Awards are just to give a pat on the back, to encourage, to celebrate, to tell people that yes, all the things you're doing, people are seeing you. Keep on going. But let's not your aim be just to win awards. I see so many times in our community, people only attend awards when they are nominated. People don't go to celebrate others. People don't nominate others. They just want themselves alone. That is not fair. We are supposed to be the ones leading and, nominating others, putting others up to shine as well. Sometimes you see people winning 20, 30, 40, 50, so many awards. yet the people around them probably haven't won even one. Does it mean that those people don't have anything good that they do? Does it mean those people cannot shine? It's our responsibility, everyone in this room, to make sure that at least you nominate at least 2 or 3 people next year and you support them. You support them by voting for them, by attending with them, by clapping for them, by cheering them on. That is what creatives do. That is what leaders do. You lift others up. Lifting others up may not win you awards and accolades or even appreciations from those who receive it, but it surely will earn you honor, and generations after generations will continue to reap from the impact of your existence. Now, you see, we recognize some of our directors who have been working with us in the past 3 years. We may not have appreciated them enough for the resources they've put in, for their time, for their expertise. Sometimes they might feel they are not, recognized enough. But let's pray that one day CA Awards, become something like Oscars. Their name will forever be on the marble, and every generation that receives CA Award will know that these were the pioneers. And that's a legacy. And there's no day you will tell the history of, Africans in the UK and their name will not come up, because they helped to build something that encouraged people to find themselves.
Yeah.
There's one other beautiful thing that British people always say. They always say, put your money where your mouth is. Put your money where your mouth is. I hear this all the time. And this reminds me about Black History Month that just passed last month. During that time, I reflected, on every single day, on all the stories that we hear. And I thought to myself, what does Black history mean to my people of my generation? We didn't see slavery, of course. I didn't see colonization. But of course, the impact could still be affecting us. So during that time, I reflected every single day what that means to you and I. Unfortunately, as I discussed with my young children, it was the same old regurgitation of slavery, civil rights, and pains of people who look like me, and opportunity for some speakers and organizations, artists, to make money. Any opportunity for corporations, to window dress their organizations as diverse and inclusive, and the word inclusivity is a word I hate so much. I despise that word. How can you be including somebody in a word everybody's a part of? You don't include people. People are already, if somebody is qualified to be in a place, the person should be there. So there shouldn't be any, I hate the word inclusive. Don't include me. If I need to be there, I'll be there. If you decide I'm not going to be there, it's your loss, not mine. Because I know what I'm bringing to the table. Amen? Amen. So these companies, organizations, they use the Black History Month to talk about their diversity programs, and we address the organizations, and then we are back to same old ways of ignoring the best brains, denying and rejecting the best ideas simply because of the color of their skin, their religion, educational or economic status, or their political leanings, or some other weird reasons. This used to worry me, but not anymore. And that brings me back to what I said, that British people always say. They say, put your money where your mouth is. After understanding what it means to increase and multiply, the moment you're able to grasp this, I hope you too will unlearn some of the internalized rhetorics that you have been stuffed with for far too long. As black people in this country, we are made to believe that we are lacking, that we are not enough, that we can't help ourselves, that we need to be pitied, that somebody has to come and help us, that we need help. But that's not true. Don't allow anybody to pity you. Our ancestors, our people went through slavery, not for us to have excuses to fail, but for us to have more reasons to succeed. So stop looking down on yourself, feeling sorry for yourself. The statistics of mental illness in this country, we black people are just about 3 million people. But the numbers that are always, having to use mental health services is over the roof. So we need to begin to change our mindsets. We need to begin to, unlearn and remove some of the things that we have internalized about ourselves. We need to begin to put our hands, our money, where our mouth is. And what am I talking about? We need to begin to take responsibility for ourselves, build our businesses. We can't say this enough. Let me give you, for example, if C.Hub magazine, is big enough to begin to employ, tell me, who will C.Hub magazine employ first?
Africans.
Can you tell me? Thank you. Now, that is why when I see people, for example, on Sky News, people say there is not diversity there. Sky News, for goodness sake, is somebody's business. And when they started that business, they had a particular target audience in mind. They had an agenda. Just like C.Hub magazine has an agenda. And that agenda, that is what they will focus even on the long term. So they don't owe us anything, except they need you. So that is one mindset, thank you, I want us to begin to change. Let us not see everything as racism. Let us begin to see, now, if I'm doing something, I'm going to begin with people who understand me, people who speak my language, people who see things from where I see it from. Then if there's somebody out there who has an idea that I need, regardless of the person's background, I'm going to pick the person. So this is how it works. So let our people begin to understand that we need to be building our own organization so that we create job opportunities for our children, so that we can begin to remove poverty from our communities. Black people, the black community has the highest number of unemployment in this country, and it's no longer a secret. We don't have businesses or organizations to absorb our children. The Asians came after us. We came way before the Asians here. And you hardly see an Asian child looking for a job. Because before he or she finishes school, the parents already have a corner shop there for him or her. We need to begin to learn from these things. We need to open our eyes, observe things that are happening around us. When people tell you to support black businesses, I don't know why we have to continue to say that. We don't need to be told anymore. We need to use our own brains and know that, if you want your story to be told, then build your own media. The only thing that makes a media, a mainstream media, is the number of people who consume their production. That is what makes a mainstream media. So you give power that you have a way, and then you come back crying to be recognized. We have enormous power. There are 3 million Africans, black people in this country, and we're finding it hard to get 100 people in this room. That's shameful. Yeah, because we need to be thinking posterity and not be complaining all the time. I'm going to fast forward what I'm saying now. I'll just read on. I hope that you will learn to kick away the box. That box of I'm black, I'm African, I'm this, slavery, box of colonization, using it as an excuse. We need to kick away the box and take up your space in the world, not as a black or minority, not as one to be pitied and included in any space, not like someone who doesn't know or have roots, but as someone who is fully aware of who they are, as a person who is a human with the right to exist. Excel and enjoy every single bit of the world's resources and space, as someone who has the insights to increase and multiply, who understands that he has a responsibility to create his world and not wait to be rescued by a fellow human being. Someone who is not waiting to be called to the table, but will go on to build his own table and invite others to join. Someone who will not succumb to finger pointing as a strategy. I remember when I came first to Lagos, my brother, my immediate elder brother, who is just 1 year older than me, he called me and said, they used to call me nurse. That time I was a nurse. I used to practice nursing in Lagos. So he said, nurse, see, there's no free lunch in Lagos. There's no free lunch. And that word was loaded. He said there's no free lunch anywhere, and the world has never been fair. These were the words of my brother immediately I came to Lagos, because he was in Lagos before me. He was working in Citizens Bank. So when he told these words that he told me, actually guided me throughout my stay in Lagos. I knew that I had to work hard. I knew that I would never depend on anybody, and any free thing that is given to you, you look at it with suspicion, because there is always a knife inside the glove, that velvet glove. So be careful when you're consuming free bees. So it's your responsibility to create your own fairness. As a full member of the team who is willing and able to play their roles to the best of their abilities and to aim to share equally from their contributions, to have the audacity to stand up and take up the responsibility of seeking and preferring solutions to the world problems, and expect to be fully and fairly rewarded for their achievements. You have to see yourself as a person who will go out of this space today, this space we are today, and begin to think deeper into every offer, every opportunity, reflecting on the long-term effect of these offers, not just to yourself, but to those who look like you and to the entire human race. Sometimes we say that in movies that black women are always subservient, servants. The only role that black women act to become, stars and all that, they're always acting either like it's a maid or, those kind of derogatory. But I asked a question. When that role was given to that black woman, she read the role and accepted it, just for money to feed. But she didn't think about how that role she's playing is going to affect somebody like my daughter, who is 7 years old there. So each step that we take has a consequence. It might not be directly to you, but people coming behind you, especially in this environment in the West that we find ourselves. And also even back home. If you check in Africa, look at all the African countries. Which African country are you going to be proud of? Which Caribbean country are you going to be proud of? we have responsibility to build our homes. And I challenge you that the racism you and I, or whatever unfairness you're facing in the West, in Europe, in America, anywhere, is because our home is not made. Until we fix Africa, we're not going to have any fairness anywhere. We're not going to be equal. Never. Until we build Africa, you are not going to be equal with any other human anywhere in the world. If you like, match the whole of Europe with your legs protesting. Nothing is going to change until something changes in Africa. And we all have a responsibility. I'm going to end it here so I don't waste so much time. It's a bit long. If you want the full speech, I can email it out to you so you can see all of it. So let me just end it there. But to end it, let me just give you this quote from Joel Osteen, the preacher. She says, sometimes God doesn't remove the obstacle because he's using the obstacle to develop us. He's getting us prepared for where he's taking us. We don't grow in the good times when everything is easy, when everyone is for us, things are falling into place. Of course, we all like that so much, but we wouldn't reach our potentials. We grow when it's difficult, when we are uncomfortable, when we have to stretch, when there's resistance. That's why you can't pray away every difficulty. You know, elections are coming now, and my black community, we are so laid back about it. We are not concerned. You know, they are talking about, people are talking about diversity and everything. They are talking about us without involving us. You know, where people are discussing about you over your head when you are still alive. You are there, but you are not speaking for yourself. You are being spoken about. That is what is happening. And this election will go and we will not make an impact. We need to begin to make an impact. Vote. So that when people are campaigning, they know that we can decide the election. We have to be proactive. Don't say it doesn't concern you. It concerns you, if not directly, indirectly. So please, let's use this platform today to, ginger ourselves and see how we can begin to change things from one point, brick by brick. Thank you.
That was an absolutely beautiful. You got me all choked up right now. Absolutely beautiful speech. Thank you very much. Let's put our hands together one more time for Faunstina, ladies and gentlemen. And I just want to say, you and your husband have done an absolutely amazing job tonight. So thank you very, very much. May God bless you both. So we can continue to do these amazing events year in, year out. I mean, there's so many points that this sister made. I was just standing over there looking at her, just in awe of everything she was saying. But in regards to creating opportunity for the next generation, there's something that is very important. I put out a video on Facebook, and I had a little rant and a little bit of a moan at the Windrush generation. And I caused a lot of controversy on Facebook. It went viral, the video, but I basically was saying that, and I wasn't disrespecting the ancestors, because I love my ancestors and the road they trod to make it possible for me to be here. But what I was saying, that after the Windrush generation came over, and it's not just from the Caribbean, but also from Africa, our parents, our grandparents came over here and they started a legacy. And then the generations that followed, I feel personally, didn't continue that legacy. The baton wasn't, and what I mean by that, I really talk about the infrastructure. I mean, individually we've done okay, but collectively, as a community, we haven't laid the ground in terms of setting up the right infrastructure that our kids and our great grandkids can benefit from. But thank God, my generation, this young lady's generation, we've picked up the baton and we're running with it, and we're starting that process of making sure that we start to lay the foundations that our children can benefit from. So So it's very important that we support what this young lady's doing and support everything she's about, because it's bigger than us.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's just quickly finish the awards. We won't be using the slide anymore. We've had some glitch on it, so we have to just get the paper. Sorry.
Back to the drawing board.
Yes, you're back to the drawing board. So the next award is Best Creative Personality. And the nominees are Diana Benskin, Giuseppe Nkansa, Sandra Chinoguri, Lucilia Fernandez, Daniel Kapuscinski, and Violet Wami. And the winner is Giuseppe Nkasa.